How do I color ready-to-roll icing? I'm making a cake for my daughter's birthday. I'm a bit rubbish with icing and decorating, so I plan to buy some ready-to-roll icing to cover the cake. The problem is that the cake is shaped like a cartoon character, and I want to color parts of it appropriately. My question is, what is my best approach to coloring this icing? Is it possible for me to knead food coloring into the icing, or should I try something else? I did previously try to shop-bought royal icing that I could microwave to a paste then color, but the overall effect wasn't great, mainly due to my spreading technique. Closing parenthesis.
Although Aranut is entirely right in stating that you would be better off using alternate colorings that do not damage the texture of your icing, you can use normal food colorings. I do quite often. When I use them on fondant or marzipan, the main issue is the capacity of the icing to absorb the coloring. They have limited ability to tolerate the liquid, so if you need a deep color, expect a bit of a fight. The best method I have come up with is to treat it like pulling candy. Put the required amount of icing in a bowl and make a well in enough material to fold over that well. Put in a small amount of coloring and fold over. I tend to start off by squidging it about in folding motions to get the liquid into the material. It'll be quite tacky at first. Then I roll it between my hands into a sausage, fold in half lengthways, roll, fold, roll, fold. It'll marble up to start with, given the folds, but eventually become one solid color and will become less tacky with each fold, in a similar way that kneading bread makes it progressively more coherent. Once settled, roll towards a ball, block rather than a sausage, then you can roll it out ready for use. If you are a very minute amount over the moisture level that you can roll it, try to incorporate a small amount of icing sugar, confectioners, whilst folding to dry it out, like adding flour to bread. It works, but is messy. Take all rings off and expect to need to wash your hands a lot. Edit found a video that roughly shows how I would do it, except the demonstrator has a different way of applying the coloring to the fondant initially and is using a much larger quantity than I tend to, so does not hand roll in the air as much as I would or as fast. http://www.ehau.com/video_2333485_coloring-cake-fondant.html. See link. 1. There are special kinds of food coloring for icings, such as those sold by Wilton. See link. 1. As a rule, you should use these, not traditional food coloring. You can use ordinary food coloring, but it will be hard to get the colors you want, and your icing will end up being watery, runny. The icing colors, aka gel icings, preserve the texture of your icing and, in general, are much more effective at actually getting the right colors. You should be able to find these at any baking supply store. There's no special technique, you just mix them. They are completely fine to use on ready-to-roll icings as well as homemade.